Welcome, Cancer. Welcome to my channel. This is your end of September 2021 love reading. I'm Dee, and this is Intuitive Life Advice. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I pulled these cards earlier and had a glitch. I had a glitch with my system, of course. I need to update it, and I will as soon as I'm able to. But I didn't want to redraw these cards. I wanted to keep the ones that I drew because this message is for somebody. If I worry about how beautiful and amazing my actual video footage looks, we're gonna leave someone out who needed this particular message. So here we are. I will draw some words of wisdom cards from this deck at the end of the reading. But what has happened here is you have suffered a loss. You have walked away from someone who did something to you that caused you to decide that you don't want this relationship any longer. And they're feeling it. It's hard on them, but they understand why you ended this relationship. Hindsight's 2020. You've actually got the hindsight card here. This person knows what they've done wrong. They see it clearly, and they're realizing that you were worth being true to. You were worth being honest with, but now it's too late. I don't see you going back. I don't see you going back to this person. This was pretty severe what they did, in your opinion, in your eyes, the way you felt about it. It was on one of your it was on, like if you create a list of things you will accept and will not accept in a relationship, this was definitely at the top of the list on what you won't accept in a relationship. So they're currently feeling like they're stuck because they know they've sold out. They sold themselves out is what they did, and then they lost this commitment, this beautiful commitment with you. And this wasn't it doesn't feel like a marriage or, it doesn't feel like a marriage, but it was a commitment. It was a solid commitment, even if there weren't rings involved or an engagement involved. It was a commitment that you both made to one another from the heart, and that's as strong as any. Now, you're feeling tattered, torn into pieces. You've got the fragmentation card. You've lost some pieces of yourself over this because of this. This was kind of traumatizing for you because you're not used to. You're not a person who is used to being mistreated, and you're not used to being mistreated. You're used to being treated right and properly and correctly and lovingly and with kindness. And this person was not doing that. And you're going to pick up the pieces and you're going to put yourself back together here. Take the time that you need to heal and then get back out there. And don't be indifferent about love, because you're going to find love again, and you're going to find the right kind of love. Not everyone knows how to love, and this was not the person for you. I feel like they sold out online. Maybe they're on one of the sites that people pay to subscribe to for mature content, something like that. Or hopefully it didn't go further than that, but it kind of feels like it may have, and you weren't aware that your person was making money doing those types of things, selling content on websites to strangers. And that's just, you just can't be with someone who's doing that, especially behind your back and not even discussing it with you at all. When we're in a commitment with someone, A lot of people like to think that what they do is no one else's business, you know, or if you want to be that deep into my business, you need to put a ring on my finger or something like that. That's not a healthy way to even look at it. A commitment is a commitment that you're making to another human being. You know, it's not a game. And you see that now more than you ever did. But your person is, every day they're seeing everything that they did wrong in this relationship. It's not that you didn't already know how important commitments were, but I think you've let this person slide on a couple of other things so that this one, when it come around and you found out about this, it was just a, see ya, I can't do this, I'm out of here. Good luck, I wish you well, no grudges, just don't contact me again. And I know that was hard for you to do, but it was the way you needed to do it, Cancer. You're so emotionally in tune with your own emotions. You're so aware of them that if you allow yourself to submerge too deeply into this, let yourself think too much about this, you know that you may start crying and never stop. So you're going to just suck it up, chalk it up to a bad experience that hopefully you won't ever have to go through again, and you're going to move forward and go after what you want, go after your dreams. And you know, you're being asked to watch out, don't be indifferent, you know, keep that passion about you, keep that keep your love and in your heart open. Don't close up and become a hard person just because of this person who mistreated you or mistreated themselves, and unknowingly they were mistreating themselves, not loving themselves, and cost you and this person this beautiful commitment. Now, the cards for the true love, your true love cards here are: love is not self-seeking, it is not selfish, and love is patient. A patient kind of love bears all offenses and is slow to punish its offenders. This love is not indifferent. It doesn't ignore betrayals, but it endures. It is long-standing. Patient love is committed. It remains consistent, constant, and is always faithful, even when it isn't easy. Love is patient because in it, selfishness dies. And that's what we're talking about here, where don't be indifferent. Love is not indifferent. You know, you don't want to allow things to just happen and then you act like you're not seeing them or noticing them. You have to react to certain things when they mean something to you. And in this case, you did. You had to, you pick your battles. But in this case, you had to pick this one because this one crossed boundaries. It crossed all your boundaries, and it just, it wasn't anything that you can accept. You can't even think about how in the world you would ever be okay with something like this in a relationship. So this person was being selfish, so the self-seeking card. And then love always protects is here. And this is your lesson, or your final advice here in this particular deck. Love protects. It fights for your honor. Love heals and restores. And you do. Love always protects because it does no harm. That's how you look at love. You live by these rules of love. And you know that when someone is being selfish, self-seeking, seeking the attention of others, when they have you, and you weren't mistreating them, you were treating them well, You know, love fights for your honor. It heals and restores. You do this in the small things. But when it's, like I said, when it's one of these major occurrences, one of these major offenses, you have to look at it, and you did. You looked at it and you couldn't accept it, and that's fine. It's a healthy decision to make. It's very healthy. You're taking care of you. Now let's draw a word of wisdom card. Got one there that wanted to pop out for us. Give me a moment. And you got grit. This is really a meaningful card, especially, and an interesting card to pull in this, for this reading, because grit is that extra, you know. It's if you ever saw anyone working and they, you know, everyone around them is telling them they can't finish that by a certain time, or that can't be done, and no, we can't, no, you can't. Everybody's just, you know, they know that you can't finish that. And you're the type of person who, yes, you can. You know you can, because you'll make it happen. That's just what you do. That's the type of person you are in a relationship as well, Cancer. You do things that are unlike any other. You can accomplish things that others normally can't. And that grit is a very unique trait. It's a characteristic that everyone doesn't have. And I want you to remember that you are different. You are special. You're different in a beautiful way, in many ways. But mainly, you understand that when you love someone, and you also have love for yourself enough to call it quits. I mean, you're doing it right. You know, you're doing it right. They can't expect you to be okay with what this nonsense was that they were doing. You felt like you didn't even know them once you learned that. You felt like you didn't matter to them enough for them to discuss it with you. And that's a healthy way to look at it, because you didn't. You do now, but it's too late. You matter enough now, because now they see how far they can push you. And you know, it's like I always say, Cancer, I always tell people, if someone is showing you who they are, you know, pay attention to that. Because these people are just seeing how far they can push you. And if someone actually does that, where they're going to just see what they can do, see what you'll be okay with, and how far they can push you, you know, that's not love either. That's manipulative and dishonest and utterly devious. So when someone shows you who they are, pay attention to that. As you are. You're doing a great job. I wish you the best, Cancer. I hope that you find someone when the timing is right for you. I hope that amazing person walks into your life, because you deserve one amazing human being. You do. I hope this helps you. Hope it's helped you gain some sort of clarity in some way, and I thank you for joining me. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos for the best overall picture for your situation. And take care, Cancer. I'll be back again soon with another video.